are some programs that that I know of that have helped my friends.
My name is John Holman. As the site coordinator for Healthy Oakland, my responsibility is to help individuals apply for public benefits, whether they be GA, unemployment, SSI, food stamps, low-cost auto insurance.
I see a lot of people's, down here in San Pablo, where my job is at, which is Healthy Oakland. It's a health clinic. And I really like that job because it gives free service to the public.
I actually created a card last year that has a list of 5 or 6 of the available services for them, whether it's got a couple shelters on there, it's got a couple substance abuse centers on there as well that they can use.
We have 50 or so employees. I would say 40 to 45% are men that are recently out of prison.
When I got out of prison, I couldn't see, and I had a bunch of cavities that Healthy Oakland applied my needs. So I have 1 year worth of free health there, and so I volunteered there for a long time, 8 to 10 months, maybe a year. And then recently I just got hired on. Maybe in the next 3 to 4 months, I have enough money saved up where I can have last month rent, and I can get my own place and I won't be homeless anymore. That's going to be a real good treat for me.
There was one guy, I think his name was E. He came by and we talked for a little while. And he said, "Brother John, I love you guys. And that's because you guys talk to me like a human." Most people, they look at him the way he's dressed, the way he smells, the way he's stumbling around, and they know that, yeah, he's a drug user or an alcoholic that's living on the street. And more than likely, anything you're going to give him is going to go towards him getting high. But we don't talk to him like that. We talk to him like he's a friend, a relative, whatever. We talk to him on a level that says, "Hey, that's you? Okay, fine. We accept you as you are." That's good. That's good.
When it comes down to it, food, water, and shelter should be guaranteed for every human being.
Do I have a solution? No. Should there be a solution? Yes.
I don't know what kind of programs the actual government has set up to help homeless people.
Our tax dollars is getting spent so many different directions. We don't see it. If we take our tax dollars, invest it into our people, it would be more jobs, less homeless people out there. But you want to spend our tax dollars on other bullshit?
I would think they probably need more because I know a lot of things, fundings are getting cut.
Let me understand something, Mr. Arnold. You got 10 Hummers. What in the hell people need with 10 Hummers for? You got all this damn money, but you can't help the homeless people out? You know what, Arnold? Fuck you. I said it. Now put that on your broadcast.
It's an interesting thing because the general assistance now has been cut down to 3 months, and I was just watching the news today, and now they're talking about trying to introduce legislation that's going to cut welfare back from 5 years to 2 years for people. And although I'm not a big advocate of assistance from the government, some people really do need assistance.
The government themselves do not specifically have programs as far as I know, but they do have the funding available.
A lot of what happens is you get public monies, and these monies then fund things. And what they're funding aren't necessarily a government program, it's a nonprofit. There's an entire industry. There are people that go home every night to a house, they're driving a car, and they're living in a house that's paid for by these funds to help the homeless. And they don't really help the homeless, but they get their rent paid, and they're not homeless because they get to do these things in between off of the funds for it.
The government is not doing nothing as far as I'm concerned. And he got all this money, and they always say they broke. But I know you're not broke because I see you open up all other different type of programs. But what about us homeless peoples? When are somebody really going to step up to the plate and put the money out there for women's and men's and children's like myself. That really would be a great thing for this United States of America to do.
Most of the real manifest help available is not governmental, it's not city, it's not our public funds. In fact, many of these, like Food Not Bombs, is an organization that's just people doing it. And they've been doing it for years, feeding people for free.
We don't have to be divided through classism. We don't have to be divided because, you know, you may go home to a house and I go home to a tent or to lay on the sidewalk. That doesn't have to stop us from realizing that we're both human beings.
Well, I've decided that I'm going to change society by making sure that the resources that were not available to me are available to other men so that they don't fall down the same track I went and get into prison.
What I'd like people to realize is that we're individuals. We probably represent more strata of society, more types of persons than most people have bothered to think about.
They say us with records, they say us with drug problems, that we can't make it out here. Well, I'm a living proof that you can make it. Even with a second grade or third grade or fourth grade education. Look what I've accomplished already, just in a matter of 14 or 15 some months.
The other thing is, know that an awful lot of money that has existed for homeless people, or seem to, doesn't really end up doing that. And people should know about this clearer. That it sounds good. It's an easy thing to think in your mind. Well, there's all these funds, there's these, outfits, there's these. It really doesn't actually help you out. If a guy like me can't get out, there are people that aren't as able as I am, aren't as strong as I am, aren't as sober as I am.
The one thing that holds true for everybody is it gets cold at night. It gets very, very cold, you know what I'm saying, and you get hungry when you don't have any food.
I'd like the general public to understand it at more detail, at more reality, because I think a lot more people could get out and would get out if we didn't have the illusion of the